Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, all lanes of I-85 are closed because of a crash. We have a crew on the way to the crash now. You're looking at their driving shot as they make their way there. How long the area is expected to be shut down, what you need to know to get around it.
And rain back to our west. We'll talk about the potential for it to move in here today and tomorrow.
Final preparations as Pope Francis is lying in state for one more day in the Vatican before his funeral tomorrow. What to expect from the event that will bring tens of thousands from around the world. Welcome you in on your Friday morning, a week that started with the Pope's death on Monday morning early. We'll end with his funeral tomorrow. We're glad you're with us here. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. A lot happening this morning. Ken Smith will have an update on the traffic about that I-85 crash. We begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner and rain back in the forecast. Elizabeth, it's really warm up there.
It is. It's warm. It's muggy. A real different feel to the air mass than we saw yesterday. Our flow obviously shifted to southerly, and so that changes the feel. Some cloud cover out there this morning. There is some rain back across parts of the mountains. And the big question is, will it arrive here? And I'll tell you, the models, one says yes, one says no. I always like to go with worst case scenario. So potentially we have the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms later today. Some cloud cover this morning and a warm start, 68 degrees here in the Triangle. We check out temperatures around the region. Still a little cool there in South Hill. It's 61 in Rocky Mount, but 68 in Durham, 63 in Fayetteville, 64 back in Southern Pines. Temperature at lunchtime, 76, and our high very similar to yesterday, 81. It's just going to feel a lot more muggy today. I'll show you when we'll get a little break again from the humidity. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, at 4:31. Good morning, everybody. Great to be with you on a Friday morning. Let's get right to that breaking news in Granville County. Major delays on I-85 this morning as a result of a crash. We have photographer Mark Alexic and Kelsey Coffey making their way there now to that scene. As soon as we get a little bit more information, we'll get you what's happening. But that's their driving shot, getting over to Granville County. As soon as they get there, we'll get some more information and keep you updated as to what's happening. Back here in the Triangle and surrounding communities, here's a live look at I-540 and Capitol Boulevard. Not much traffic to report at this hour, but you expect that this time of the morning. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Today we'll get an update on the state's effort to help people recover from the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene. WRAL's Eric Miller joins us live this morning in Raleigh. And Eric, it's been 7 months since Helene, and many homes have yet to be rebuilt.
Renee, 7 months almost exactly. Now, the meeting this morning, it's going to be the State Emergency Response Commission. That commission is made up of top public safety officials from across state government, and they're charged with protecting the state's citizens and environment through effective emergency planning. The CERC meets just a couple of times a year, and while this morning's meeting isn't the first since the storm hit, it is the first since the state has moved from that rescue phase of operations into recovery and rebuilding. The thing we're going to be looking for with this meeting this morning is a lot of those top-line recovery numbers. How many roads have been rebuilt? How many people have been able to get back into their homes? How much debris has been removed? But also the progress that is still to go, including buildings that still need to be rebuilt, people still missing and displaced here. Now, we're almost exactly a month out from when Governor Stein signed that last Helene relief package into law. Keep in mind that bill set aside hundreds of millions of dollars for things like rebuilding private roads and bridges, as well as helping farmers recover from lost crops and topsoil washed away in that storm. Be looking very closely to see if this morning's update includes progress made on those most recent recovery packages. In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
In a unanimous vote, the Durham Public School Board approved the superintendent's $700 million budget proposal. That budget now goes to county commissioners for their approval. Public comment, that period was extended during last night's board meeting because so many people signed up to speak. People came to voice their concerns about teacher pay and resources for students. The approved budget will give $18 million to hire more teachers and staff. $9 million will go to charter schools and $3 million towards child nutrition.
This morning, all lanes of Fort Bragg's All-American Gate are back open. That's the main entrance to Fort Bragg. It was closed for hours last night. Military investigators say that's where they found a suspicious device. An all clear was issued around 11:30 p.m. We're working to learn what that suspicious device was.
Ahead today, Shaw University officials will meet with a student responding to allegations of misconduct involving its women's basketball team. The claims made on social media and shared with WRAL detail mental and physical misconduct and inappropriate behavior. Shaw University senior guard Kiara Shepard posted a video earlier this week. It was flooded with comments from former players who went through the university's basketball player saying, "Me too." In response to the video, the university released a statement saying, Shaw University is aware of recent allegations that have surfaced online. The university takes any allegations of misconduct seriously. The university has no further comment at this time. WRAL has reached out to the university asking about those named in the accusations. We have not received an answer to our questions.
A dump truck driver is facing charges after a crash that killed 4 members of a Duke Energy contracted power crew in Rockingham County. Authorities in the city of Eden say the driver of a city-owned dump truck ran a stop sign and hit 6 men who were conducting power line work. 4 died at the scene. 2 others were airlifted to a hospital. 1 remains in critical condition. The dump truck driver, 66-year-old Michael Vernon, faces charges including misdemeanor death by motor vehicle. Investigators do not believe he was impaired.
Closing arguments in a custody battle murder trial will happen today in Johnston County. Dorian Thomas is accused of shooting and killing his daughter's aunt, Emily Steinhoff. Steinhoff was an actress in Raleigh Little Theater. The jury could ultimately be asked to decide whether the shooting was premeditated.
The Vatican says nearly 100,000 people have filed into St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects to Pope Francis. Today is the final day he will lie in state there before his funeral tomorrow. Many world leaders are expected to attend the funeral in St. Peter's Square, including President Trump and First Lady Melania, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. After the funeral, the Pope will be buried at the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome. We invite you to watch the Pope's funeral live on WRAL. That will be tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. WRAL News will air at its regular time on Fox 50 at 6. When NBC's funeral coverage ends, our news will be joined in progress on WRAL.
Wake County School System is partnering with Wake EMS to train high school students to be future EMTs. The training program will provide students with the skills they need to earn their credentials over 2 semesters worth of courses. Now, students will learn basic life support, trauma care, and emergency vehicle management. Captain John Thomas says he wishes this program was around when he was a student.
I think it would have helped me start my career a little bit earlier. When I was in high school, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do yet. And I found this career a little bit later in my life. So for these kids, it gives them, some achievable, clear goals, clear pathway to achieve those goals, and then sets them up for a future career.
The deadline to apply for this program is next Wednesday.
A federal investigation of the contaminated building on NC State's campus has been shut down. An update from Chancellor Randy Woodson says the Health Hazard Evaluation, or HHE, for Poe Hall has been closed due to federal cuts. The update says all HHEs across the state have been stopped for this reason. Poe Hall was home to the College of Education and the Psychology Department. The building was closed when toxic chemicals called PCBs were discovered in the fall of 2023. A health hazard evaluation could have determined the potential effects of PCBs found in Poe Hall, but would not have required NC State to take any action. Results of the HHE have not been released. 4:39 now, phones off. A private high school in Raleigh is putting a ban in place during school hours. How administrators plan to enforce that rule.
And stepping away, Shannon Sharp is taking a break from ESPN as he faces a sexual assault lawsuit. His response to the accusations against him.
It is a warm start to our morning as you look live at the WRAL Gardens. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has a look at our rain chances today and how it could affect your weekend plans.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:43, taking a live look at downtown Raleigh. We do have cloudy skies out there this morning as a cold front approaches. It doesn't come in until tomorrow, but out ahead of it today, we're definitely going to see more cloud cover. So we do have the top of the tower here in our backyard lit in purple for cloudy skies. Hour by hour, temperatures are mostly in the low to mid 60s, 66 Cary, 65 Garner, 63 in Roxborough and in Fayetteville this morning. We do have more cloud cover. It's a little warmer in some places and definitely more humid. When you step out the door, you'll notice that. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms late today, but overnight tonight, we may have a better chance of that. And then on Saturday, looking at, of course, a front that comes through. We'll talk about our potential for rain Saturday, while Sunday looks nice and dry. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now at the WRAL Traffic Center. We're staying on top of that breaking news that we first brought you at the top of the broadcast. A major crash on I-85 in Granville County. This is the exit 158 there in Oxford, causing some major delays in both directions there on I-85. We have a crew on the way to the scene. This is courtesy of photographer Mark Alexic. As soon as we get there, we'll get you some live pictures and show you exactly what's going on. We also have calls into the State Highway Patrol to figure out exactly what's happening out there. And we'll let you know as soon as we get new information. Back here in the WRAL Traffic Center, here's a live look at I-40 and Wade Avenue. All of the major routes basically are relatively delay-free at this hour.
WRAL Live Center. Ken, I want to point our viewers' attention to this video from photojournalist Michael Joyner. You'll see this is where some investigators were after a car apparently hit some power lines and brought them down. And we're talking about maybe 76 customers without power. And this happened at NC50 near Carnegie Road. And we know that this is in Sampson County. According to an investigator, again, this was just a single vehicle crash, no other vehicles involved with this. No reports of injuries just yet. But we do know that the person responsible for doing this, according to investigators, they ran away. But Duke Energy is out there right now trying to restore that power. As soon as we learn more about this, we'll report it here on the WRAL Live Center.
News of the Pope's passing this week, I guess not surprising. The Best Picture nominee Conclave saw its streaming numbers spike this week. The movie follows the mysterious process of picking a new pope. Anna Eliopoulos explains what we do know about the papal conclave and what will be at stake when cardinals decide who will succeed Pope Francis.
As Catholic cardinals flock to Vatican City for the funeral of Pope Francis, they're also gathering for discussions on who will succeed him in a secretive behind-closed-doors process known as the conclave.
And they'll be locked in together, and they'll have rounds of voting until they select the next pope.
Francis represented a more progressive approach for the church. The first pope from the Americas, he put an emphasis on making it more accessible and welcoming to regular people.
It wasn't just about beliefs, but it was primarily about moving out into the world and serving people.
The church's competing ideological wings could be at odds over the best path forward.
The church is already divided, and the people in red hats who do not like the direction in which Pope Francis has taken the Catholic Church make no question about the fact that they want something different.
Any baptized Catholic is eligible to be pope, but the church hasn't elected someone who's not a cardinal in more than 600 years. It's possible we could see the first pope from Africa or Asia, where the church has larger opportunities for growth. The cardinals will keep voting until a 2/3 supermajority is reached.
And if there's no winner, black smoke will come out of the chimney and above the Sistine Chapel. If they should elect a pope, then the famous white smoke billows out of the pipe.
Francis' funeral Saturday begins a traditional 9-day period of mourning. The earliest the conclave could begin is May 6th.
A private school in Raleigh is the latest to ban phones for students starting next year. Ravenscroft will no longer allow students in 9th through 12th grade to use phones during school hours. It's a ban that is already in place at the middle and lower schools. Under the new rule, phones will be locked in a pouch during school hours. One parent we spoke with believes the change will have a positive effect on students.
Schools are for developing lifelong friendships, developing those interpersonal and social skills.
Wake County Schools is currently crafting a district-wide phone policy that would restrict phones during school hours except for emergencies defined by staff. Shannon Sharpe is temporarily stepping away from his role at ESPN. The former NFL star is facing accusations of sexual assault and battery. An anonymous woman filed the lawsuit. Sharpe has denied the allegations. He says he is stepping away to devote time to his family. He says he plans to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason.
4:48 the time right now. We are starting off our Friday. Pretty mild out there for certain. Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. We had a one-day special yesterday. It was gorgeous.
Oh, it really was. Good, nice low humidity. It was that northeasterly wind, nice dry air. Well, wind is back to the south today, and so that's pushing in a little bit more tropical feel to the atmosphere. A little bit of light rain popping up around the western part of North Carolina right now. We will stay dry during the morning commute and for lunchtime. This is lunchtime here, but skies will remain cloudy. And then as we get into the evening, that's when we'll have a chance of a few isolated cells popping up potentially during the evening commute. I wouldn't expect anything widespread during the evening commute, however. But overnight, there may be a band of rain that comes through, some rumbles of thunder. That's going to be closer to maybe 10 or 11 o'clock and then sort of fizzling out by about 1. Then the cold front doesn't come through till tomorrow, but it looks fairly dry as well. As a matter of fact, right there at lunchtime, it's looking really dry right now with partly cloudy skies. And at 4 o'clock, hardly any rain. So this may be still a fairly dry system that comes through with the bulk of the rain happening overnight tonight with this system. It is gray this morning and our temperature is 68. Our dew point is up at 60. This time yesterday it was in the 40s. That's a big change. And I tell you, if you haven't been outside yet, you can feel it when you open the door. 64 Southern Pines, 61 in Rocky Mount, still 55 in South Hill, 66 Cary, 65 in Garner and in Wake Forest. So we're looking mainly at the mid 60s in the Triangle. Of course, yesterday we had that nice flow coming out of the northeast, and today, very quickly, things are coming out of the south, and that means warm temperatures, but also means that bump up in humidity, and we're definitely feeling it already. 81 Raleigh, 80 in Durham, 83 in Fayetteville for this afternoon, and we're looking at Boogaloo this evening. I'd say it's going to be fine. I mean, once we get to 10 or 11, we might start to see a better chance of some showers and thunderstorms. It's a little more muggy for us today. We're sitting at tolerable. We'll see that tomorrow, and then a nice drop in humidity for Sunday and Monday. Temperatures drop too. Sunday really looks like an absolutely glorious day for us. Look at speaking of glorious, isn't this beautiful? Debbie Garrison sent us this from Autryville. Sunrise from yesterday. So pretty. Report it photos. Go to WRAL.com/report it. Send us those. We'd love to see them. 7-day forecast. 80s for tomorrow. Sunday, like I said, looks so nice. I'll show you why we may be in a bit of a heat wave for next week coming up.
All right, happening now in the WO Traffic Center. Hey, we want to stay on top of that breaking news that we've been following all morning long. We're talking about this crash right here on I-85 causing some major delays in both directions. This is at exit 158 right here. It's a situation right there in Oxford. We, of course, have a crew on the way to the scene, photographer Mark Alexic and reporter Kelsey Coffey. They're on the way to the scene. They're also making calls to the State Highway Patrol. Our assignment desk is, as a matter of fact, to get more information. So as soon as they arrive there on the scene, we'll let you know exactly what's going on as well. We're getting all reports as well that both directions of that road closed, but as soon as we get eyes on it, we'll let you know what's happening. Back here in the WO Traffic Center, here's a live look at I-885 and TW Alexander Drive. That and all other major routes in the Triangle and surrounding communities are delay-free at this hour. You get ready to head into the car, you don't have to leave us. 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. A star-studded treasure hunt. John Krasinski and Natalie Portman go on a quest. The new trailer for Fountain of Youth.
Plus, a new way to experience subtitles. The changes coming to Netflix.